Good.
We're good?
We are.
We're good. We're good to go.
Keith, we're here with our good friend Brian Moore. Guys, see you guys. Brian?
Good to see you.
Brian?
Brian. And I'm Keith.
I'm Brian Criswell.
I'm Brian.
And this is DenverWineGuy.com. Welcome to another show featuring some bubbly.
While Brian is opening the bottle of Lamberti Rosé Spumante, I wanted to say a little bit about Spumante because there's this great connection with a sweet sparkling wine from the town of Asti in Piemonte, Italy, called Asti Spumante. And I just wanted to let everybody know who wasn't aware that Spumante just means sparkling. So Asti Spumante literally means the sparkling wine from the town of Asti. And the DOC laws of Piemonte referring to Asti indicate that it is a sparkling wine from the town of Asti made from the Muscat grape, which, as we've talked about before, produces wines on the sweeter side. But that doesn't mean all Spumantes are sweet. And indeed, this is a dry Spumante and it's rosé because it's predominantly made from red skin grapes.
Okay.
Well, the color comes from just a small amount of time, skin contact-wise, with those red skin grapes.
Okay.
Them being Pinot Nero or Pinot Noir, and a local grape to the region. We were talking about Piemonte. This is actually from the Veneto region of Italy, called Raboso. And Raboso is a workhorse grape that lends fruit and body and color to wines as a blending grape. The main grapes here of consequence are Pinot Bianco and Pinot Nero or Pinot Noir.
Isn't there actually 7 different Moscatos that are used in making wines, Moscato from Italy, but of the 7, only 2 of them are considered to be noble
varieties. As far as I know, that is correct. I could not speak to that. I don't actually represent any Asti. So
I was going to say, so we want to make clear to people, this is Spumante, but this is not Asti Spumante, right?
It is a Rosé Spumante from a different region.
Okay.
And it's a sparkling rosé from the Veneto region of north central Italy.
Okay. Very good.
All right.
So here we go. Some more bubbly. We love the bubbly, and we know our folks love the bubbly. Don't be afraid of the rosé. It's a good thing. It just shows some nice fruit. And what are you seeing there, Brian?
Well, again, I mean, I don't know, in the earlier episodes we mentioned we're probably not drinking from the best glassware for sparkling wine.
Come on.
No, it's great glassware for wine, but not necessarily for, our beer glass would have been, that Pilsner glass would have been a better glass.
Right.
Because it's long and narrow, and so you can really appreciate the...
Well, next time we'll have the more
tulips, or the tulips.
Exactly. We'll be more...
And those are more traditional champagne glasses, unlike the saucer glasses that we see in the old movies that were supposedly taken as an imprint from the breast of Marie Antoinette. A champagne flute is more up and down than anything else, so it can focus that burst of bubbles, the bead, the Prix de Mousse, and the aromas from the wine upward.
For those of you who didn't know Marie Antoinette, obviously,
here we go.
Very, very vain, but loved champagne. But I guess she really wasn't terribly endowed if she was egotistical enough to make the glass in the shape of her breast.
Indeed, it's a very small saucer. So, what do we think about this wine? It's again Charmat process, so it's not the secondary fermentation that creates the bubbles. It does not take place in that bottle. It takes place in tank, and then the wine is bottled.
Mm-hmm.
But it is made from 2 noble varieties, Pinot Bianco and Pinot Nero or Pinot Noir.
I like the amount of bubbles I have on my palate when I
it's
drink
creamy.
It is. It has a creamy texture.
Yeah.
But also those bubbles stand out. They're there.
Well, the Prosecco that we tried earlier, very, very nice bottle of wine, but this one is interesting in comparison, and I know it's not here for us to compare to, but just explaining to our viewers that a rosé or anything that has Pinot Noir in it, or Pinot Nero in this case, because it's from Italy, tends to give more light red fruit characteristics, strawberry characteristics, which I think are pronounced in this this glass.
keyword I thought was good. You just said light. The fruit is light. I mean, it's not.
Yeah.
It's not
But it's
sweet. It's not fruity, but you get hints, light hints of fruit, strawberries.
It definitely has a level of complexity, though, for a wine in this price category. It's a very pleasant surprise to find a wine of this complexity and under $15 retail.
It is. It's nice. I find it off dry. It's not too dry. I like it a lot.
Well, I'll tell you, for
Brunch
15
wine.
bucks or less, depending on what store you go to,
Right.
this is a great bottle. Because again, I'm a big champagne drinker myself.
Would you have this with food?
I would have it with food, and I would have it on the patio.
Yeah.
And again, this would be great with chocolate dipped strawberries, in my opinion.
Yep.
Aperitif, early evening wine before dinner with appetizers.
Cleanse your palate kind of thing, right?
Oh, yes.
I always say bubbles are great for cleansing your palate. Kind of scrapes your palate for dinner, so you really taste the food and wine.
And actually, Pinot Noir-based sparkling wines of consequence in general, and wines that are Pinot Noir-based, I think, are fabulous food wines. And I think in the U.S., we don't often enough match sparkling wines with fine food.
Right.
We look for occasions of celebration to open a bottle of bubbly instead of realizing that better champagnes and better wines made with the method champenois around the world, of which there are many, match very, very well with a wide variety of foods.
You should have something like this once a week.
I mean, seriously. I mean, it's probably the most versatile style of wine, sparkling wine that there is.
Yep.
So, I mean, what wine are you going to serve with something that's sweet? What wine are you going to serve with something that's a heavy red meat? What wine are you going to serve with breakfast if you're going to even go there?
Right.
And boy, that one's
And
really
we all
tough.
have.
Yeah. I mean, do you have a red wine with your eggs and ham? Probably not. But you know what? Sparkling wine is that versatile wine that almost goes with any food that you're going to do, breakfast, lunch, or dinner. Sweet, dry, yeah.
I have wine with green eggs and ham. I'm not sure.
Sam? Well, it's important to note, too, that as we talked about, method champenois is the very labor-intensive method of creating sparkling wines where the secondary fermentation does occur in the bottle that eventually you purchase it in. And around the world, it's called different things. In Spain, it's called cava. Obviously, in Champagne, it's called champagne. In the United States, we call it champagne because we never signed the trade agreement that the rest of the world signed because we were involved in a little social experiment called Prohibition at the time.
Okay.
And that is the reason why the use of the term champagne is still on bottles in the United States because we never signed that agreement with the French.
Well,
But most producers, California or American producers, they respect that.
Right.
And so they won't call their sparkling wine champagne.
Right.
Though there are a few that are
exceptions.
grandfathered in that continue to use it.
Right.
Andre being one of them. But I mean, if they were to change, I think from people are so used to seeing the term champagne on those particular labels.
Right.
If they were to change, people would wonder, hey,
What the heck?
Yeah.
Different. There must be different stuff.
Right.
So let's put a rating on it. Brian, I think it's your turn.
Okay. I really like this. Again, the hint of strawberry. It's clean. It's refreshing. It's under $15, which really scores high on my list. I'm going to say 89. I want to push 90, but I'm going to go with 89.
89 points.
Yeah.
You're not putting a Best Buy on there, right?
Well, we got to have some clarification there. On
That's another
one.
one. Maybe we'll
That's
put
another
that up. I'm gonna say 88 points. I like it. It has nice fruit, and I like the way the bubbles go across my palate. It's off dry. I like that.
Mm-hmm.
I can so see it with so many different foods.
I like the balance of the wine from front to back, as I like to say. It has a relatively long finish for a wine that is not produced via method champenois, and the Pinot Noir lends a little bit of depth and a relatively long finish. So I'm going to agree with Brian and say 89 points as well.
89 points.
And I'm going to disagree that it's not off dry, it's dry.
I think it's off dry.
You think there's sweetness to it?
Yeah, a little bit. Yeah, I get a little bit, 2/3 of the way back.
Really?
I mean, I get that for my palate.
Okay.
And so, but 89 points, 88 points, and I throw a Best Buy, not on everything, but I'll throw it on that.
88 points under 15, I believe, we almost require.
It's got to be a
Best Buy.
So that's the show for today. Thanks for watching. I'm Keith.
I'm Brian.
So am I.
And this is DenverWineGuy.com. Thanks for watching.
Cheers.
See you another time.
Yeah. I feel like